How are you doing today, folks? First off, like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate you all. It helps out a great deal. Please do it. Now, this package was sent to me direct from QSP, meaning this is a sponsored video. This is free. This is mine to keep. To be very clear, I think I've showed my integrity about 10 times over. This will be no different. If this knife is bad, if there are problems, I will definitely list them for you. However, in contrast, I'm gonna do the best I can not to swear right now. Just have basic respect for the product. But everything else will be intact. And again, if it's bad, I'm gonna roast it. Though, full disclosure, I have handled a variant of this knife before. It was modified with some wooden scales though, but the ergonomics were still fantastic, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love this knife, but who the hell knows. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, so if you order the QSP Workaholic, you can be expected a very nice leather sheath for scout carry or on the actual belt. Very nice coloration, nice subtle QSP logo, I appreciate that. Could have been this gigantic embellished monster, but they made it very subtle. While I do personally prefer this nice brown leather, this black one you can see on the screen here is also very, very nice. If you do like a black sheath, this will probably be your preference. This one does not offer scout carry. Most people do prefer that dangle. A tool for disassembly, which in my opinion is always a positive. A little bit of paracord, OD green, and this beautiful little beast. Look at that. That is a gorgeous knife. Man, that micarta is beautiful. I love the grain structure. There's a little bit of texture to it. Fantastic so far. But anyways, this is a knife and there are no safe queens here, so how does it actually cut? Alright, here we have a regular old Amazon box. It is pre-flattened, but it is taped. It is at weird ass angles and should give an accurate representation of what you might expect during actual breakdowns. It's actually taped a lot, like holy crap. But anyways, this is called the Workaholic. Does it work? Yes, it does. Oh yeah. Look at that. Alright. Okay, not gonna lie, I'm kind of impressed. I saw all this tape and everything all over it and I was like, man, this is gonna fail. This is a bad test. Nope, this thing is a monster. That was my fault. Ah! I assure you, these problems are because I'm an idiot, not because of the knife. This thing is a beast. The tape though is a little bit of an issue. Well, yeah, we are pretty much good to go. Look at that, man. Still cutting so cleanly. That is fantastic. All right, the Workaholic, I get the name. It's a worker. Fantastic edge geometry. It actually feels very good in my hand. I do have size 2XL hands, so my finger is kind of off this edge right here, which normally would be a hot spot, but this actually isn't. The way it's actually designed is very nice in hand. So far, I'm impressed. All right, enough of the fun stuff. Let's get down to the nitty gritty and do these specs. Now, we have a Bowler N690 blade. Now, for a fixed blade, honestly, that is really fantastic. It'll give you great sharpenability in the actual feel. It's also a pretty damn tough blade. This is called the Workaholic, so you can basically be able to do whatever you need to do with this knife, and N690 is perfect for that application. We also have absolutely beautiful micarta handles. Look at that. There's also just a slight amount of texture on it, which gives you a very nice, secure in-hand feel. On top of that texturing, it's also contoured and radiused perfectly. The Workaholic is also full tang construction with what I would say a genuinely integral lanyard hole, and it also helps with the ergonomics. This could also act as a pry bar. Be a little sketchy, but you could pry stuff with that. So this is actually really, really interesting. And to be honest with you guys, again, I've handled this knife before in shop, so I knew I would like it, but the more I'm handling this, the more I'm just really kind of blown away. So QSP stands for quality, service, and price. Let's break that down. Quality. N690 on a small fixed blade, beautiful. Incredible micarta handles with beautiful texturing. Easy to disassemble, full tang construction. Now, as far as the S, that stands for service, and at least in the US, their rep is a man named Blade Banter, who works constantly for our community. He gives us specs, quality content, reviews, and basically everything anyone needs to make a truly informed buying decision. And that to me is the definition of service. And lastly, as far as price, honestly at $85, this knife is an absolute steal. I'm sure you can find it on sale for 50, 60 bucks. I think it's on drop right now for I think 65. And that is genuinely a steal. So here we have my 3 favorite fixed blades, topped off by the Bradford Guardian 4, which I think is an absolute home run of a knife. I will very much argue that this stands among them. Now, to be very clear, the Bradford Guardian 4 is better. I'm not going to say it's not. So at a budget variation of this, I would highly, highly recommend this knife over this knife if you're on a budget. If you can afford a Bradford, Bradfords are fantastic. But this QSP Workaholic, my God, man, I just don't have anything bad to say about it so far. And I'm trying really hard to find something because this is a sponsored video. And I don't want you guys to think I'm like lying to you, but so far there's just nothing. Like, this thing is amazing. As far as general EDC folders, this thing is right in line with the size of the Griptilian. However, the Workaholic has a bit more blade. So what you have is a small work-ready EDC fixed blade that is honestly beautiful. Stands toe-to-toe against any workhorse knife I've ever handled, folding or fixed. The Workaholic doesn't really have any problems. Now, me personally, I wish the jimping was a bit further out. It being right here doesn't do a whole lot for my size of hands. Maybe it does for smaller hands, but for me personally, I think because the knife is so small, you should have it out like here to be able to do nice solid push cuts. Right here, to me, doesn't make any sense. During prolonged use, there is the tiniest of hot spots right here. They're not a really big deal, but definitely is there. As beautiful as the polished blade is for a working knife, it's going to show scratches and damage really, really quickly. Personally, I would have gone with a stone washed. And on mine, there's a very tiny uncut spot right here on the actual micarta. I've already sanded it off, but from the actual box, it was a little bit of a hot spot and kind of stabbed me a little bit, but very much of a nitpick, to be very clear. Did not impact the function of the knife at all. So you probably noticed a theme in all my complaints. They're all really petty. They're all really insignificant. They're all just honestly nitpicks. The overall form and function of this knife, it's honestly great. If you are looking for a small EDC fixed blade, this is honestly, I can't think of anything better. For $85, you get something that, in my opinion, is absolutely fantastic. You can always add your own jimping. There's little things here and there that can be done to improve upon it, but again, they are minor. They are very, very minor for an overall fantastic knife. I'll be sure to link the designer of this knife in the comment section. I cannot pronounce his name. I'm not going to try. This thing is designed beautifully. It looks beautifully. The execution from QSP is honestly fantastic. All right, so what is my overall first impression score of the Workaholic? To be very clear, this is a first impressions and not a review. So my overall score on the QSP Workaholic is going to be a 9.7 out of 10. To be clear, qualifies as fantastic. And as such, I feel like I'm going to be judged because it's a sponsored piece. So I am going to be buying my own Workaholic as soon as they come in stock, and I'll be doing it for a giveaway. You will get the brand new one because I'm going to keep on using this thing. Again, folks, my integrity means something, so if I give a glowing review to a sponsored product, I'm going to buy said product and I'm going to give it away. From this point forward, my integrity means something, and I love all of you, but this knife, man, I am kind of beyond words just how much I love it. But anyways, folks, as always, I love you all with all of my heart. I appreciate you all. You all mean the absolute world to me. Thank you for your likes, subscribe, support, your comments. They all genuinely make me happy. You guys make my day. Every day I release content. I appreciate you all. As always, the world is crazy right now, so please do the best you can to be safe, to love one another, forgive, but don't forget, because we all have to learn from our lessons. As always, folks, I love you all. As always, folks, I appreciate you all. And as always, take care, be safe, and bye-bye.